Yeah, I think the beef is quite okay. You checked on the beef, did you?
Oh, it's better.
It's better now, is it?
Yeah.
Today we're trying an American classic, a pot roast. Are you excited?
A beef.
Yeah, we're going for some beef. What we're going to do with the beef?
I don't mean beef.
Oh, yummy, yummy beef. We have had many roasts before, but never a pot roast. I'm kind of looking forward to that one and saving on some dishes by using the trusty Lodge cast iron Dutch oven. In there.
A beef. A potato. And cut. Mommy, of course.
Now I did a little bit of research looking up what pot roast beef actually was. It says by chuck roast. Over here I think we call it different things. So I was looking in the shops and then good old Lidl had beef pot roast. Lovely pot roast all over it. So
yummy.
It is yummy. So that made my job easier. The recipe I'm following today is from cookingformysoul.com, which I'll link down in the description. On the recipe it does say if there's any large bits of fat you can cut it off before cooking. But to be honest, I think this has been quite well trimmed. I'm no expert, I mean there are little bits, but hopefully that will just render down and add to the flavour in the meat stock we're going to do. So I'm not going to bother trimming it, but I am going to season it with salt and pepper. It says a good sprinkling of salt and pepper. That might be too much.
Can I get some, Mommy?
Yeah.
Can I get some?
Should say as well, I've got the oven preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit currently. Give this a little turn, get this side as well. Oh, and this is, I should say, a boneless bit of chuck. It does say to season generously, so I'm hoping it's not been too generous. In with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're just going to heat that so that we can sear the meat. The recipe doesn't say that we have to sear the sides, but it's entirely up to us. I'm going to just sear whatever I can. This is nicely seared, so I'm just going to get on with the onions and then pop them in the pan to saute. The recipe calls for 2 large onions. I've got an extra large onion. I'm just going to go with 1 and slice this one up. Okay, in with those onions to be sauteed. Alana's found a new use for those little grips that go on top of the cast iron Dutch oven to stop the lid from damaging the top. They're little toys to play with now, so it's very versatile, the Lodge Dutch oven. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Lodge at all. One thing I really do like about the recipe that we're following today is that it does pay particular respect and emphasis to the black bits or the brown bits that you get in the pan, and tells you that it's all flavour, and it also tells you about deglazing the pan, which I didn't know about until a lot of you let us know in the comments when we did that award-winning Texas chili. So thank you to everybody who does reach out to us in the comments with all your cooking tips. It really helps us because it teaches us things that we never even knew about. Okay, just going to deglaze the pan a little bit with some red wine. Might as well finish this bottle off. Okay, now in with 6 garlic cloves. Okay, in with 2 cups of beef broth. That was the beefy goodness at the end. 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I was going to say 2 whole bay leaves, but something's happened to this one. There you go, that will make up for the broken bit. Let's give that a little stir. 2 sprigs of rosemary and 4 sprigs of thyme. Oh wow, the thyme just went everywhere. I'm just going to stir everything in there until combined, and I'm just going to bring it to a low boil before I pop the beef back in. A question for all you viewers, could you let me know in the comments below, when I put the rosemary and thyme in, should I do that little technique where you go like that and leave off all of the spriggy bits and just leave the stalk on its own? I'm not sure if that's a thing I should do or not. Can you let me know in the comments down below, please? Okay, we've got a low boil on this now, so I'm just going to return that meat to the pot. Okay, so the juices, or the broth, needs to cover about half of the beef, which I think I need to add a little more broth to that. Okay, that one is now ready, an hour and a half in the oven, and then I'll add the potatoes and the carrots. It's been an hour and a half, and I've got to admit it smells bloody lovely in here. I've got to get the pot roast out of the oven. We can have a quick little sneak peek at it. I've got to add the potatoes and the carrots. Let's have a look how it's got on. Wow, oh, that is heavy, but that smells amazing. Wow. I'm not sure if you're meant to do this, but I am going to turn it round to hopefully get that beef all nice and succulent. Oh, look at it. All that pepper. But just say at this point, if you need to, you can add more salt and pepper, but I think I'm going to just leave it as is, but I am going to pop those carrots in. Going in with a pound of carrots, and these are baby potatoes, but some of them look rather large, but I'm going in with them anyway. Wondered if I should have halved those. We're going to pop that back in the oven for a further 2 hours. No one told me how much of a workout American cooking is. Lifting that Dutch oven with all that weight in it, it's hard work, but I'm excited. I'm gonna wait for another 2 hours, and then we're gonna taste test this one.
Taste test time.
Now, little lady did have to go to bed, so it is about 2.5 hours later, so it has cooked a little bit longer. But what do you think about the smell?
I think it smells absolutely magnificent.
Magnificent. It's very fragrant in here. You can smell that basil, you can smell that thyme, you can smell that garlic, and oh, that yummy beefiness.
It's lovely. I've been working all day, I've been editing. As soon as I finished work, I've come down and it smells amazing.
Okay, let's get this. Oh, crikey.
Oh.
It's heavy. This is your first look at it. You ready?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Smells good, doesn't it?
That looks mighty fine.
Now, apparently this is good and done when you can pull it apart a little bit with the forks. I'm hoping it pulls quite nicely. Actually more nervous about spilling it everywhere. Oh, but it pulls quite nicely.
Does it?
If it weren't for the fact that I'm scared of like chucking this everywhere, I think it pulls good. Usually what you do is you serve this like family style, a big bowl or a serving plate on the table, and everyone kind of tucks in. But because this is piping hot, it's getting late and we want our dinner, I'm going to serve us some up and let it cool down quickly. Okay, Okay, and just before the taste test, a little sprinkling of parsley to garnish this one. I didn't really think I liked parsley, but when we had those meatball subs, parsley on top of those, and it kind of went quite nicely, didn't it?
It certainly did. Now, just before we get into the taste test, you might be wondering, Mr. H, you're sporting quite a nice top, and this top was given to us by Fio Bock. I've actually been wearing this since I finished work. I'm not the most stylish person. I'm at that time of my age, I go more for comfort. Well, we're sent this, it's very light.
It looks soft.
Yeah, it breathes, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So I've worn tops before and I get quite sweaty because I talk a lot of jibber jabber. But this is really, really nice. Our friends at Firebox gave me one of these and also a grey version. Very, very comfortable, especially if you're active or if you like to lounge around like me. Our friends are offering a 20% discount. Links in the comments. All you need to do is put in discount code Mr. H20. That's Mr. H20 to get a 20% discount. Give you the little Mr. H catwalk. I have to say, very, very comfortable. When you do order, what I would say is if you go one size above your size, it will fit absolutely perfectly. But it's not just tops like this or long sleeve tops. They also do t-shirts, jeans, etc. Check the link out in the descriptions below. Again, at Mr. H20, Mr. H20 to get a 20% discount. Thank you very much, Firebox.
I actually did see online they do one that's kind of like spill and chemical resistant and things like that. So if you spill stuff down it,
yeah.
and I think our contact at Firebox did like recommend that one would be suitable for you. That's not the actual spill one, but she did recommend it might have been suitable for you because she's seen how messy you get.
Right, the moment you've all been waiting for. I am bloody starving. I cannot wait for this. Right.
I don't even know where to start with this.
I don't either. Right, so I'm not sure what to go for. I am dribbling or drooling.
I am actually as well.
I kind of want to be polite and go for some veg first. Wow. Melt in the mouth?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps it was a bit too big or something, but probably could have done with a little bit longer to make it a little bit more tender.
Okay.
Still soft, but not melt in your mouth. Still tender, not melt in your mouth. You try.
Yeah, I was going to say about the carrots. I'm not sure how you've done it, but it's got a little bit of a bite to the skin, but inside's really soft.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to try this carrot whilst you cut some meat. Oh, you got some. Just go for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go for it. Oh. Very flavoursome, incredibly flavoursome. I know what you're saying about the tenderness. It's really tender. For me, the mark now is when we did the brisket Texas chili. When we had that beef, it was like, oh, you didn't need to chew it. It just melted in your mouth.
I suppose these were smaller cuts, weren't they? But even when we did the French dip sandwich, you kind of have to pull that apart, don't you? It's probably because it's been cooking a bit longer. Maybe I should just cook this a bit longer. I still think it's really good, and I know what you mean about that carrot.
It's good, isn't it?
It's like almost like mashed inside, isn't it? But
yeah. Well, I'm getting really excited about carrot.
I know, who thought that? I'll try a bit of potato.
Yeah, potato. So carrots like that, potato's going to be lovely.
Hot.
Is it?
Hot potato.
Hot potato. Yeah. Exactly the same, isn't it?
Do you know what I think I would do differently? I think a pot roast is a really, really good idea.
Love
and
it.
I like the fact that you've got like a roast, but you haven't got all these dishes, you just got this one, bar the mess I made earlier. But it's not like when we make a traditional English Sunday roast, you've got God knows how many pans, how many pots all to cover up. But I think what I do is I probably want to make it a bit more like a stew and cut like smaller pieces of meat, because then I think they would cook down and be more tender, and I think it'd be easier to eat. But all I kind of want to do is get that ladle and try a bit of that sauce.
I had a bit of fat then, and wow, rendered down quite nicely.
Oh, okay.
Really, that was really soft, really melted in your mouth. That was great.
Now I know this is really, really uncouth, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just want to taste what the stock tastes like on its own. bloody hot. That's good though.
Is it?
Very good. It is a really good gravy, to be honest, and that's what it is.
Yeah, kudos. I really like this. That's getting tenderer.
Tenderer. Hang on, who usually makes fun of whose accent?
Wow. Guys, if you've had this before, please let us know in the comments below.
I guess this is one of those things that everyone's family does slightly differently.
Yeah.
Different herbs, different spices, different vegetables.
Good.
So let us know what you would do differently, because we'd probably make this again, wouldn't we?
Try a bit of the beef, Alana. Yeah, pick a bit of that up, it'll be fine.
Look, a beef.
Beef, yeah. What do you think?
Two.
Do you like it? Would you say 2?
Ha.
Oh. You're giving it a 2 out of 10, are you?
And 2 and 10.
2 out of 10. You sure?
And 4.
Do you want some more? Was it nice?
And there's more beef.
You want more beef?
Yeah.
But I thought you said it was a 2 out of 10.
And more beef. Yeah.
Well, eat up then.
She was a 10. 10.
10?
Marks out of 10. If this was melting in your mouth like the Texas chili, I would go quite close to a 10 out of 10. 9.5, 9.75. I still would give this a 9 out of 10. It's really tasty.
It wasn't completely what I was expecting out of a pot roast. I'm not sure what I thought a pot roast was before making this. Yeah, it's somewhere between a roast and a stew for us. But I've got to say, cooking in this Dutch oven, if I would have cooked this in a crock pot for the same amount of time, I don't think it would have turned out as good.
Really?
I think in the crock pot, you've got to do it longer. I've done a stew before in our crock pot and I didn't like it. I didn't like any of the textures in it. Whereas I think this is a really good piece of cooking equipment and I am in love with my Dutch oven. So I'm going to go for a good 8 out of 10 for this one.
Like, subscribe, it shows us that you are enjoying our videos, and all that leaves us to say is...
Take care.
God bless.
And see y'all in the next video.